Hi and welcome to today's video where hopefully I can cascade from my experience, expertise, and knowledge to help you be a better informed business leader in taking decisions with minimum risks and simplicity about where you're heading and how you will get there, help you pivot and reinvent yourself as needed, attract, keep, motivate, and empower people around you, help you even find a sweet spot that will keep most stakeholders happy with your performance and management style, lead the way into new horizons with elegant simplicity, but not forgetting your competitive advantage, and make sure you focus on this, and last but not least, increase efficiency, profitability, and productivity without stepping over dead bodies. Now let's deep dive into today's topic. Hi everyone, and welcome to today's video where we'll be discussing about management by objectives. You might have heard this first in 1950s in US, where Austrian origins writer and management guru Peter Drucker actually wrote a very famous book addressing this concept. So just for you guys to imagine how some business environments are way behind our day, the Americans were actually practicing this in the 1950s. Peter Drucker's book is known as The Practice of Management. I think you can find it online very easily. And I think there's a lot of core essence over there which is still applicable even today after all these years, okay? Now, what you need to understand is that management by objective is a way of aligning your individuals, your teams, and your departments to the organization objectives, okay? And what we do is actually divide the overall aim that the company has, the overall objectives of the company out there, into specific, measurable, and reality-anchored targets that we set out there for our managers, departments, and employees, okay? I think, specific, measurable, achievable, and realistic right now, we know that nowadays we're very familiar with the SMART planning and setting objectives concept. But there's another component in this mix, and I think it's important to strongly emphasize on it, is the idea of constantly or regularly providing feedback to employees and being transparent about the overall direction of the company, okay? So this is part of the management by objectives. Some companies decide to focus only on the first part of it, being less transparent but providing feedback to the employees. Others are really showing that the entire details of where the company is going and the profit it's encountering and how employees have contributed to it, and it's actually cascading back, rewarding them, okay? I believe that the best way to explain MBO or management by objectives is to provide an example. So let's say that our corporate objective is to maximize our profit by 10%. Now, I came to discover as a management consultant that whenever I discuss about maximizing profit, people are only focusing on more sales or better prices, okay? But that's not the only way, guys. And I think it is extremely surprising for all business owners, or a brutal vast majority of business owners that I speak with, that if you look internally, you can maximize your profit perhaps more or quicker than if you look externally. So the classic way of us looking externally towards sales and price is somehow clouded, it somehow clouds the internal way of improving things. So if we look at our employees' efficiency, and if we look at our operating costs as a business, we might improve augment over there in a way that will increase our profitability without, practicing any different sales strategy or making our prices higher, which is the easy, right? So in doing so, I then have to split these objectives according to departments and the managers working over there and the folks working in those departments, right? Now, as a CEO, I might go up to the point in which I set the expectations and the objectives for the departments and the executives representing those departments, and it becomes their responsibility moving forward to slice and dice this for each team member that they have over there. So I would believe that I'll start with marketing, so they have to advertise better and perhaps think of better pricing strategies, right? If I go the classic way and think of sales and prices. Then I'll come back to my finance department and I say that you guys have to figure out ways to reduce the cost of long-term borrowings that we have over here. And then I will go to HR and say you guys must focus more on the productivity, efficiency, and morale of workers over here. So all this keeping costs as low as possible. Okay? Now, HR, marketing, and finance each have a overall objective on how they can contribute to increasing the profit maximization of the company. So now we go granular at Jane Doe level, and we set an expectation as an individual target from John, which is part of the sales team, to increase sales by an average of 5% per client. Then Mona from finance will have to renegotiate with the creditors the interest rates that we've been receiving for the long-term loans. And then Don from HR will just have to pull out his magic wand and start thinking of non-financial ways to motivate our employees in order to fight attrition and increase their productivity. Okay? So this is in a nutshell an example which can easily explain at granular level of how we can apply management by objectives. But if you want someone famous over there associated with this, I don't think that there's someone more famous that by the time they retire, the company decides to pay them severance of $417 million US. That's how great of a CEO they were and a chairman for General Electric. Yes, we're talking about Jack Welch. Now, I think this is one of the key examples in business history that you'll find of restructuring, reorganizing teams and businesses and making them profitable. He was way known for layoffs and massive cut downs and being brutal with folks. But at the end of the day, he was associated with management by objectives. We need to have an objective in mind, slice and dice it for the others to chew it and understand it and set expectations which are measured in time by providing feedback, okay? Now, if you think this story is brutal, if you get to be named by Forbes as manager of the century, not the year or the decade, the century, then you might have upset some people with your policies and your style of management, but you've also done some good things for your business card, your agenda, and for the history of business knowledge. So thank you for watching this video, and I look forward to you guys testing this within your companies, leaving some comments for me or sending out an email. How did it work? Or how did it backfire? I hope not. Thanks.